Unique mobility products from the University of Utah enhance the lives of the physically disabled. I'll tell you what the products do.
3 students voiced their opinions about the Marriott Library's short hours. I will be talking to 2 of them about the action they took to change it.
Even though hockey is not marketed as an NCAA sport at the U, this year the team is playing for more fans than ever before.
All these stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
From the campus of the University of Utah. News produced by students for students.
Good evening and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm Chelsea Hansen.
And I'm Matthew Williams. The Road Home's 1% campaign asks every individual and business in Utah to pledge 1% of 1 year's income, one time only, to create a permanent endowment to end chronic homelessness in Utah. Tanner Hall spoke with the Road Home's executive director, Mike Mikenvich, about how they are making this goal a reality.
The Road Home is a private, nonprofit social service agency committed to helping homeless people across the Wasatch Front find shelter. The Road Home is Utah's largest emergency shelter, which can house 750 people nightly. The shelter includes bedrooms, a communal kitchen and dining hall, and a full washer and dryer facility. The Road Home also participates with other programs to help people reintegrate into other avenues of life. Franklin and Tammy Proctor have been participating in the services of the Road Home for the past year and highlight some of the ways they've received help through this organization.
They've helped me with housing. They've helped me with identification, clothing, food, security. They've helped me find other resources, employment, things like that.
Matt Mikovich, the executive director of the Road Home, describes the main goal of the shelter.
We have enough to get everyone in tonight, and we have enough space to get everyone in, and we're working diligently to get everyone out through the right means into housing with supportive services to help them get back into the community, back into housing, and back on their feet for good.
The Road Home is located at 210 South Rio Grande Drive in downtown Salt Lake. With the Road Home helping people step out of homelessness, Rachel Green has more on how these individuals are getting back on their feet and stepping back into the community. Reporting for Newsbreak, I'm Tanner Hall.
Thank you, Tanner. I'm here at the Center for Technical Education, located just behind the Salt Lake Community College on State Street. Here, people from different walks of life, including the homeless, those struggling with substance abuse, and students from the University of Utah, gather with one thing in common. They're learning to tell their stories through the making of documentaries. Judy shares the story of her family's struggle with addiction in her documentary titled A Family in Crisis.
I was first introduced to drugs when I was about 12. How it's caused me to be homeless. I've gone from motel to motel before. We came up with the money however we could to pay for the next day and still get our drugs at the same time.
Judy graduated from the University of Utah with a degree in communication. Today, Judy teaches others the art of making documentaries.
Everybody has a story, and Humanity in Focus gives people who don't normally have a voice in the public, it gives them a voice to share their stories and to get their story out so it can help other people.
Natalia is a student in Judy's class and says Judy's not just a teacher, she's a mentor.
She's always willing to give you support. She always receives you at the entrance with a smile.
Craig Worth is a professor at the University of Utah and says he's never seen a student with so much passion for learning.
She always had a smile on her face, and she absorbed, she learned, she tried, and she is the example of what education can do and should do, to be honest with you.
This is Rachel Green reporting for Newsbreak.
Taking the first step in helping the homelessness and those in need of our support, service is a key to a better community. To learn more about ways you can be a part of the help, you can visit theroadhome.org.
ASUU's Government Relation Board is also asking for help. This past March, the Utah legislature approved a 2% budget cut for higher education in Utah. And because of the budget cut, students' tuition was increased to cover the lack of. Now, ASUU is asking for your help in petitioning for more funding.
Standing in Union Plaza, student volunteers tried to gather student-signed petitions against the tuition hike-ups. Since 2008, Utah's higher education fund has been cut by 14%, $106 million. Tiana Tu of the Special Project Committee on the Government Relations Board of ASUU was presented with this challenge.
So Education First was a challenge brought to the members of the Government Relations Board by the Utah State Board of Regents. It is a nonpartisan committee made up of influential members throughout the legislature in Utah, such as former Governor Mike Leavitt, to get education as a priority in the legislative session.
Mike Leavitt, a past governor of Utah, will present the committee's proposed plans to a legislative committee once the session reopens in January. A study done by Georgetown University has projected that Utah's economy will not be economically competitive with the rates its students are graduating. By looking out for the economy, in turn, the committee has acknowledged the vital part education plays into it.
And we need to show the legislators that we are united as a student body in Utah, and that we do not appreciate the cuts to our higher education budget.
Come January, the steering committee will hope to push through this new legislature to cap the current resident and out-of-state tuition costs and to stop additional budget cutting. I'm Tiffany Justice, reporting for Newsbreak.
Since 2006, when budget cuts first started to impact tuition rates, tuition has increased by more than $1,000 a semester per student. In 2011 alone, tuition has increased by roughly $400. To learn more about the Education First petition, visit educationfirstutah.org.
The U's Office of Sustainability is also seeking volunteers in an effort to make a greener campus. Behind the cheering and the school spirit at the U's home football games, a team of student volunteers works to not only clean up Rice-Eccles Stadium, but to recycle the trash left behind. The group of 40 to 50 volunteers arrived 2 to 3 hours before kickoff to roam various tailgate parties and collect recyclables. After the game, the group spends 2.5 hours collecting trash from the emptying stadium and tailgate lot. The team collects an average of 1,500 pounds of plastic, paper, and aluminum every game for every game. For more info or how you can be a part of the action, visit sustainability.utah.edu.
Another program on campus that's making a difference to the individual is the university's Ergonomics and Safety Program. Right, Lexi?
That's right. The program is known for creating devices to help disabled individuals with rehabilitation. I spoke to Professor Don Blazwick, the program director, and one of his students to get the inside scoop on the program.
We came up, along with myself, Don Brown, and Judy Gooch, and some group of students, with this chair that helps kids exercise their gluteus muscles, which are important in walking, while they have a good time, while they actually move their feet in a walking movement on the chair, and so it exercises the muscles in a fashion as if they were walking, and it's also a lot of fun.
They've also invented other mobility devices, including the trackball wheelchair.
Can roll their feet. A senior citizen, for example, could move themselves just by using knee extension. The wheelchair that I'm going to sit down in now is the latest patent, and this is a wheelchair with a relatively unique propulsion system that allows the user to go forward or backward using the muscles in the arms in a much more efficient and less fatiguing way.
But that's not the only thing they're working on.
What we have over here is a structure of a truck cab, and what we do is we try and quantify the stresses that truck drivers experience as they are entering and exiting their truck. So from this study, we're hoping to be able to change the design or the layout of the truck so that it's safer for truck drivers to enter and exit their trucks and reduce those injuries from slips and falls from trucks.
For more information on ergonomics and the safety program, you can visit the website below.
While programs, petitions, and inventions are helping make a better community, You don't have to invent something to make a difference. All you need is a voice of opinion. I'll talk with 2 students who say student voice really does matter when Newsbreak returns. Student voice in action does make a difference. 3 students on campus found a way to make a difference when they saw something they didn't agree on. When the Marriott Library shortened the hours of its upper levels, these students petitioned for more time. I'm live in studio with Alexis Costas and Kelly Saby. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So why did you guys feel that the library needed to be open longer?
Well, we're both non-traditional students, and as is the young man that did this with us, Jacob Acharte. And we're always at the library pretty late, and it's just very distracting and disturbing to have to move downstairs at 11 o'clock when they make the call at 10:45 that they're closing the 3rd floor of the library. And, you know, we just felt something needed to be done about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We also wanted to accommodate non-traditional students. The library is open generally for people who have the more traditional school time hours where they go to class in the morning and then study at night. There are a bunch of students who do have to study at night, and so we kind of wanted to make sure that they were being served as well.
All right. So, I mean, many people, you know, are in circumstances like this where they have, you know, a problem, but they never make that step to actually do something about it. What made you and your friends decide to actually, you know, do something to help to get the library to extend its hours?
You know, we saw a lot of students that were up there with us that were there late, and they also had to move, and we just
got sick of it. I mean, we did counts. There was about between the lowest was 25 and the highest was 108 students still there at 11 p.m. And so we kind of figured the library is there to serve the students' needs, then probably should stay open a little bit later since there's still a bunch of people up there.
Okay. So you said that you made counts. Like what other things did you specifically do, you know, to actually get the library to see that they should open it for longer?
Well, specifically, we did independent counts initially to kind of start it off. And then we kind of brought that to a security guard named Alana. And then she presented it to the kind of the head of security. And then they did official counts for about 2 weeks, which is where we got the 25 to 108 number. And then we ended up drafting a letter petitioning to the dean of the library.
Okay. So how long did this process take from when you guys actually first wrote that letter to when they actually decided to extend their hours?
It was really fast. It was only about 3 weeks total time.
Wow.
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, that's really fast. Did you guys think that your actions would actually be able to make a difference and get the library to change?
We weren't really sure. I mean, you never really know if something that you're, you know, acting on is going to end up changing, just because some people are pretty set in their ways, but we were all pretty pleasantly surprised with the result.
Right. Other students could do the same things, but I'd like to thank you guys for coming in today. Lastly, is there any advice you'd give to somebody who is in the same boat?
Yeah, just try. If you see something that you want to change, just try. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
And the worst thing that can happen is they're going to say no. And then you're no worse off than you were in the beginning, but at least you tried to do something and tried to change it.
If you want to make a change, just do it. Just try. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you have a will, you can make it happen.
Thanks, guys.
Raising awareness is the only way to get any project moving. The Global Health Initiative at the U is led by the University of Utah School of Medicine and the Division of Public Health. Their goal is to improve health around the world and create change through educational exchanges and advancing the science of global health with collaboration through local partners. There are different programs and countries that you can participate in. From Ghana to Kenya, China, and Peru, you can study subjects from public health education, medical education, or even economic and entrepreneurial development. By participating in the GHI programs, students and faculty at the U change their world perspective. They are making a difference, and you can too. Visit globalhealth.utah.edu to find out more. Health and environmental programs aren't the only thing on campus that needs your recognition. Many sport clubs at the U are also in need of your support. Right, Matt?
That's right, Chelsea. Well, sports clubs at the U have grown in popularity over the past couple of years and have done quite well with rugby, lacrosse, and even the marksmanship team having successful years recently. Now you can add another sport to that list that is gaining a reputation of being the coolest sport on campus.
The University of Utah hockey team has been around since 2006, playing here at the Salt Lake City Sports Complex, which is located right across the street from the football team's practice facilities. The team is 11-4 this year, which is the best that the team has ever done while in existence. The Utes play in the American Collegiate Hockey Association and are ranked 13th in the West Division. With the success that the team is having this year, team morale is at an all-time high.
We know this year that we're deep enough to play with any team, so every game we have a chance to go out there and win, not only with our first line, but second, third, and fourth too.
And with all the success this year comes recognition from the students on campus. Last Friday's game against Utah State had 1,027 fans in attendance, which is more than the volleyball and soccer teams have had all this season. In addition to the attendance, the Skating Utes have sold over 750 season tickets this year, which is also an all-time high for the team. With the increased attendance, the team says that they feed off of that energy.
Our fans are great. You know, they're rowdy and they're loud, and we like that. Vulgar at times, but that's okay. We like that. It gets us going.
New to this year's team is the introduction to the Pac-8 Hockey Conference, which consists of teams in the Pac-12 Conference in the NCAA. With the new challenge, the youth of the team has answered the call and are loving it.
It's great being a freshman playing on the U. We got a lot of young guys, a lot of speed. We're kind of like the sled dogs. The veterans are kind of whipping us, you know, behind the mushers. But it's good. It's a fun time.
The Utes' upcoming games this weekend against UC Berkeley had a last-minute cancellation. So up next for the team is the Beehive Showcase in Ogden, November 17th, where they'll play Oregon, Texas A&M, San Jose State, and Colorado. Tickets are available at the Union desk, or you can find out more information on future games as well as the team at skatingutes.com.
And I'm sure our Skating Utes will definitely show no mercy to Oregon in terms of skills, but they won't be losing face on appearance either. The rink is decked out with banners and posters showing the team at its best. Pole Vault Media is the design team behind the magic.
Pole Vault Media is located in Research Park. It was founded in 2010.
Pole Vault Media was set up to be a full-service media agency, except it's a student project. And so when I was in my undergrad, I met Brandon Richards, and we decided that there needed to be a media company here on campus that gave internships to students. We felt like there was a big disconnect between what they learn in the classroom and what they actually know how to do when they enter the job market. And so we thought, hey, if somebody could actually put together a studio where learning was the primary focus, but we did discounted projects for business and for the university and for whatever clientele, we thought it would be a great way to get a lot of experience for students.
I design websites, business cards, printed materials, any random thing that they need done visually in Photoshop.
And so our primary goal around here is just to build out portfolios for graphic design, for web design, for film, for animation.
I would recommend people to use Pole Vault Media specifically because it uses students from the university and gives them good hands-on experience, and because it's mostly intern-based and it's all a bunch of students, it's actually a lot cheaper.
Pole Vault Media is not only a graphic design business where University of Utah students can gain more skills, but also a place that helps students to find a business where they can use their skills. This is Kyla Nelson reporting for Newsbreak.
To know more about how you can become an intern, you can visit Pole Vault Media's website. For more of these stories and more, you can visit newsbreak.utah.edu.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Newsbreak, the show produced by students for students.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.